Hello everyone, welcome to what will be one of our first videos on the YouTube channel. I'm Tom. I will be playing a vintage cube draft because it is the holiday season, and holiday season means cool vintage cube drafts. It's one of my favorite formats. You get to play with the most powerful cards of all time, but in a limited kind of event. I have joined the draft here, and I hope the queue will be filling up in just a few moments. I will be back with you once I get to pick my first card. Okay, we're back right in time for our first pick. I'm gonna pick Natural Order because it's the most potentially broken card in here. Although I have to admit that first pack was really bad. There really wasn't much to be had there, not even a good land. But we're going to see where we go from here. So we have no more cards here. What is in this pack? Abrupt Decay is okay as Disruption. Again, there isn't much here. The cards I would consider here are Elvish Mystic and Gaea's Cradle, both of which go very well with our Natural Order. I think Gaea's Cradle is more powerful if you get the deck for it. More powerful than Elvish Mystic, so I'm going to be taking Cradle here. I think green in general in Vintage Cube is pretty bad, except when you are in like a mono green ramp deck. Then it's pretty good because all the elves and stuff, they all work basically like Moxen, which means fast mana, and fast mana is exactly what you want if you are playing Vintage Cube. Green Sun Zenith, another very good card for this archetype. I like it. Other considerations here are Dismember, because it's basically a colorless removal spell, Misty Rainforest, blue-based fetch lands, and especially with our green deck, green-based fetch lands, very good. Vindicate is also fine, but worse than the other cards. High Tide is good in a Storm deck, and Armageddon is pretty good if you're playing like a stacks kind of deck that wants to disrupt your opponents. But I think Green Sun Zenith is very good in the kind of mono green deck I'm looking for here. So I'm taking it. And here we have Crucible of Worlds, which can do some very broken stuff with Strip Mine if you happen to get it, but if you don't get Strip Mine, Crucible isn't that great. And there are not that many other very good cards here. You have Maelstrom Pulse, which is reasonable, but for the deck I'm trying to build here, Joraga Tree Speaker is basically the best elf you can get. It gets you 2 extra mana on turn 2, so that's ramps you for 2 extra mana on turn 2, which is great. So taking that here. This is starting to look like a pretty promising start. Again, another elf here, which is perfect, exactly what we want. Other cards I would consider here are Shrine of Burning Rage is very good in a mono red deck, but we're not going to be playing anything like that. All of these like very fair creatures aren't good in a Vintage Cube. People are just doing way too broken stuff, so that doesn't work very well. Pithing Needle is okay. I wouldn't mind wielding the Pithing Needle. But I'm taking another elves here. This is going great. And here we have our first payoff. We have Avenger of Zendikar. When it enters the battlefield, you put a 1/0 green plant token onto the battlefield for each land you control. So, and then when you play a land, they all get +1/+1, which is great. It's a perfect the card I'm looking for in this kind of a deck. You can get it into play really early with the elves and then just play lands and make all your creatures bigger. It's very good. Wildfire I also like if you're in like the artifact-based ramp deck. It's also pretty good. But I'm taking Avenger here. It's exactly what I'm looking for in this deck. Going to put these two here because they're spells. I always put them on the right side. Oracle of Moldiah is also very good with Avenger because you can put more lands into play. It's good in the ramp strategy. I also like Winter Orb in the deck we are building because um, basically it screws both you and your opponent, but we will have all the elves to make all the mana, so Winter Orb would be very, very good in this deck. But I think I'm still taking the Oracle here. It's a source of card advantage, and green decks traditionally don't have a lot of card advantage, so that's it's very good. Another elf, perfect, exactly what we're looking for again. There is still a Sulfuric Vortex here, which is basically the best card in the mono red deck, so means that mono red might be open. A Johnny Vengeance also pretty good, and I like Pentat Prism as well. But for our deck, the Arbor Elf is exactly what we want. Gas Cradle here is looking very good. It's going to be perfect in our deck. There's a Bazaar here, which is decent, but Tanglewire isn't that great. Beast Within seems like a good answer to all kinds of possibly problematic cards for our deck. Mono green doesn't have a lot of ways to disrupt the opponent, and Beast Within is one of the few cards that does, so let's put it in the sideboard for now. I've noticed that my screen is actually not recording exactly as I would want it to record, so I will be changing that after these first picks, I think. Well, there's basically nothing in this pack, so I'll take a Sun Petal Grove just in case we want to splash white somehow. Now that we have Natural Order, I would like to pick up Progenitus, which usually doesn't get picked up very early, so hopefully we can wield that. Another good one would be Crater of Behemoth. Okay, so this is actually an interesting pick. We could pick Armageddon because it's very good with the elves. It's not good with Arbor Elf, but it is good with the other elves. Damnation we could pick up because it just wrecks us. Our deck will be based around all creatures, so it's not good for us if someone plays Damnation, but I think Dismember is the most flexible card that we can actually use, so I'm going to pick that. Out of all these cards, I think splashing double black will probably not happen. We might splash Bloodbraid Elf, so we can put that in the sideboard. Pithing Needle, another great answer card. And I guess Mutavault we might play. It's unlikely, but it is possible. So I'm gonna put these cards in here because we might actually play them. Put spells on the right, yes. This is a very good start to our deck. I don't mind this. So I'm gonna pause and change how this looks. I'll be right back. There, we're back, and this should be a better way to actually cast the screen, so I hope this is good. Contrary to our previous packs, the first pack or the first pick first pack, this is actually a very, very strong pack. It has a Mox, which is always great, Dragonlord Atarka, which would be very good in our deck if we manage to pick up like one or two red sources, would be very good. Everflowing Chalice is always good, Chromox is always good, the Hymn to Torak is great, but we can't play it in this deck unfortunately, and the same goes for Treachery and Time Spiral, both of which we will not be playing but are very, very good cards. Regrowth is a potential card, but I think I'm just going to take the Mox. I want as much acceleration as possible, so let's take that here. Okay, so this pack is interesting. What does Shallow Grave do? Um, so what do I like in this pack? I like Gilded Lotus. It's a way to fix mana and it ramps very, very hard, so I love this card. There's another elf here, Avacyn's Pilgrim, but Avacyn's Pilgrim I think will wheel because we saw the Arbor Elf like 8th pick or something, so I think that might wheel. And if it doesn't, then the Ranged Hermit will probably wheel, and that's also a decent card in the deck we're playing here. I also wouldn't mind Compulsive Research, it's also a fine card, but I'm not looking to splash for now, so I'll take the Gilded Lotus here. Okay, these are some more interesting cards. If someone gets the double Wildfire deck, so Wildfire and Burning of Zinyi, they will wreck us because those cards are very good against my deck. This is just too fair. I think the pick here is either Llanowar Elves or Mirari's Wake. Mirari's Wake is pretty sick sometimes, but I think I just want another elf. Hmm. I'm not actually sure about this pick. Like, this could be Llanowar Elves, it could be Mirari's Wake. But I think, yeah, I think I want to try Llanowar Elves. Just go with the same theme we have been going. Ooh, we saw Exarch, and now here's Splinter Twin. So the Splinter Twin deck was open. That's unfortunate because uh, the Splinter Twin deck is basically my favorite deck in Cube. But I think what we're going to do here is take the Green Planeswalker because again it's another force of card advantage. We can probably play it on like turn 3 and it will be great. So that's good. Oh, Tooth-and-Nail? It's ramping into Tooth-and-Nail is pretty interesting. There's also Kiora, which is fine. Heartbeat of Spring, but I don't think we'll need Heartbeat of Spring. We don't want to give our opponent mana, and we will be ramping really, really fast anyway. Recording Nightmare is also a pretty good card. It's good with Avenger of Zendikar, but we don't have any other cards that work well with it for now. So I think I'm just gonna take Tooth-and-Nail as something else big to ramp into, and then hope to get like 2 or 3 more big win conditions. That's basically mostly what I'm looking for here. Oh, and here's one of them. This card is perfect for our deck. It's the exact card we're looking for. Crater of Behemoth is basically going to come down on turn 5 or something in our deck, or we can natural order for it, and we will have elves in play, and then we just kill our opponents out of nowhere. So this is perfect, just perfect for our deck. Gonna put it in the pile of big win conditions. Yeah, really happy to pick up Craterhoof. I actually think this deck is shaping up really nicely. We have Gaia's Cradle, we have the 4. Where did the elves go? God, this is so annoying. So okay, well, let's do it like this. It's fine. Okay, back to the pack. Zuran Orb is here, which is an infinite combo with Crucible of Worlds, which we already passed and didn't get back, so we don't want that. Thrun, I think, is just too much of a... It's a good card, but it's a very fair card, and I don't like fair cards in this cube. Metalworker is great, but we don't have many artifacts yet, so I'm gonna take the card advantage of Sylvan Library and be happy with it. So in this pack we have Polukranos, which can do crazy things in this deck, but it's also a very fair card. Pattern of Rebirth. We don't really have anything that can sacrifice itself, so I don't think that's great. Phyrexian Revoker is always a good disruption kind of card, so I could see taking Phyrexian Revoker here. Yeah, I'm gonna take Revoker. Ooh, and we got the Atarka back. This is great. It's exactly what we want with, for instance, Nail. Regrowth is also very good, and Lightning Bolt as well. But I think I really like having Atarka in this deck. Regrowth is very good, but it doesn't really get anything special from our deck. So, and we get another elf. Great. I do think I want the elf over the deranged hermit still. Although, I guess it's actually close. Yeah, I still think the elf is better here. So. Don't think any of these cards will make our deck. Guess we'll take Seeding Song away from the Storm players, but I don't think that's really necessary actually. Yeah, we can take Huntmaster in case. I don't think Mana Gorger Hydra is going to be good in this deck. So let's take Huntmaster for the creature matchups. Outpost Siege could be fine. Could also see taking Flame Tongue again for the creature matchups. Gonna take Turnabout away from the Storm deck. And Rift Bolt is another sideboard card. So I think actually with the cards we have now, I want Bloodbraid Elf probably. It's just going to be ramping me into another one of the elves probably. So we're looking to be green splashing red. We already have enough playables right now, so this deck is turning out very nicely. What I would like now is like 1 or 2 or 3 like artifact-based ramp cards to fill in these holes in the curve here. And then, if possible, I would like something like Genesis Wave or Progenitus would also be great. Opposition, yeah, Opposition is really good with all these elves. So, I'm very seriously considering taking Opposition. And going blue for it. Ugh. No, I'm just going to take another elf. Stay on the plan here. Yeah, I think I'll take just another elf. Stay on the plan. Ooh, here's Channel and Emrakul. Ooh. Jeez. And Kiki-Jiki, and Imperial Seal, and Worn Power Stone. Whoa, that's a lot of good cards in one pack. Okay, the thing is, I have Tufa Nail, which can get me Emrakul. And there is a possibility that we wheel channel. I don't think there's a major possibility, but I think there is. So, are we doing this? Why are these in the same pack? Oh, it's too bad. Okay, I think I'm going to try to wheel channel because green has seemed very open. And I think I can. There aren't many ways for me to put Emrakul. I'm gonna take channel. It's just a little bit better, I think, with some of the crazy cards we have. Ooh, and here's Terastodon, exactly. Another big, good win condition. And Toxic Deluge is very good against us, so don't want to see that against me. And I would be happy to wheel like Stunted Growth, which never ever, this always wheels, but it's such a beating against your opponent. And it's very good with all the elves, so I hope I get it back. So here's another win condition. This is going great. In this pack, don't think I will be playing free Elise. And Disc is very bad against me. Think I'll take Courser of Kruphix here, it just fits the theme of the deck best. Here's Genesis Wave, the card I said I was looking for. It's perfect. Yeah, this is the ultimate mono green ramp deck. If we get like one more ramp spell or oh my god. Our deck is so open. Okay, so Garruk can put stuff like Terastodon and other things into play. Mirror Battlesphere. This is better or worse in our deck? Actually, there's also Show and Tell here, and we have a lot of good Show and Tell targets. We can still hope to wheel the Emrakul. Okay, this could be wrong, but I'm gonna take the Show and Tell and just hope that this works out. Oh, all of these crazy ramp targets still in here. So what is the best card for me here? I mean, Primeval Titan is insane and it can get our land, the Gaia's Cradle. So that's interesting. And it ramps us into our other cards, but I think we have so much ramp already, I don't think we actually need it. Could see taking Woodfall Primus here because it's just better with some of the other cards. Okay, no, let's take Woodfall Primus. Well, if we're going to splash blue, I guess Hinterland Harbor. I guess Mana Confluence is even better then, if we're maybe splashing red. Not sure if I'm splashing red, because we have so many good green win conditions right now, I don't think we actually need them. I could also see Dragonlord Silumgar just because it's so good against us. I'm gonna take Mana Confluence, it's just the card that allows me to splash the most. So the next pack is the pack where Emrakul was, right? Am I speculating on Through the Breach? It's very good with Terastodon, it's good with Woodfall Primus. It's not as good with the other cards. Could also take Opposition and play Show and Tell and not play the red. Yeah, I think playing Opposition here might be better. I think it's not in it. Yeah, it was in this pack, right? That's too bad. Would have been really cool to get the Emrakul back. I'm gonna take Acidic Slime for the sideboard. But too bad, too bad. But we have a lot of crazy stuff we can ramp into with the channel. So turn 3 Genesis Wave for insane amounts. I guess that doesn't work because we need like 3 more green. So channel actually isn't that great in this deck. Can go like turn 4 channel into Terastodon. That's still pretty good. And what is Show and Tell good with? Show and Tell is great with Woodfall Primus. Good with Terastodon. Reasonable with Avenger. It's actually not the greatest. You still have to make a lot of cuts from this deck. Like, really a lot. Okay. Gonna take Stunted Growth here, I think. Toxic Deluge is very good against us, which is unfortunate, but I think I'm passing it. Stunted Growth is just a good way to disrupt our opponents. Gonna take the disc here because it's the best card against us. Not playing any of these. Which one of these is better? I guess Surgo is better. An Awakening Zone? Yeah. I'm not gonna be playing that, I don't think. It ramps us, but I don't think we even need it. I'm really unfortunate that the Emrakul didn't wheel. I guess we should have taken the Emrakul and passed the channel. That would have probably been a more sound strategy. So I wonder if I even... Maybe I don't even try to splash anything in this deck. So I'm gonna put stuff that is more of like a sideboard card, I'm gonna put in the sideboard. Like Phyrexian Revoker. I could see playing Beast Within or Dismember, but let's put them in the sideboard for now. I don't think I will be playing Bloodbraid Elf. Stunted Growth is also like medium. The thing is, we have absolutely no fixing, so there is something to be said for playing like mono green and not playing Show and Tell Opposition or Dragon Lord Atarka. I do think Opposition is very, very good in this deck though. But it does require double blue. And we have a lot of like triple green cards and stuff. Although I guess we can get that with the elves as well. And we also have a Mox, so we have 7 mana producers on turn 1. Ooh, that's a lot. I guess we can get all of these cards later. I think I'm gonna put the Dragon Lord Atarka in the sideboard and play blue. Play like a blue-green deck. Still not 100% sure if Show and Tell is actually worth it. What if we cut the blue entirely? What does our deck look like? We have 1, 2, and Green Sun Zenith is 3 ways, and Genesis Wave is 4 ways to really pay us off by ramping early. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 good ways to ramp. Constructing this deck is actually pretty interesting. Not sure which way to go here. I think we want to be just mono green and we'll just play a few of the disruption cards. That could be wrong, could definitely be wrong. So now we have 24 non-creatures, we don't need the Mana Confluence anymore. So we have 24 non-creature spells, and I think 16 lands is enough with all of these early mana producers. Maybe we want 17. We do have the Oracle and Courser, which are good with many, like if you have too many lands. Okay, sure. I'm gonna take out Stunted Growth at 16 forests. Play it like this. Should be a fun deck to play. Don't know about the channel. I could see the channel not being correct, but going like Elf into whatever, like Mox Elf Forest into Forest Channel to Fanail is pretty insane, so I think we'll keep this. Okay. Let's hit submit, and I'll see you in the first round.